What if you had the tools to turn your desires into reality, step by step? The universe is ready to deliver. Welcome back to Whispers of Wisdom, your home for audiobooks that transform your life. In part 1 of Ask and It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks, we explored the law of attraction, deliberate creation, and aligning your vibration with Abraham's wisdom. Now, in part 2, we're diving into powerful processes to manifest your dreams, wealth, love, or peace. Over the next few minutes, you'll learn practical techniques, overcome resistance, and accelerate your journey, plus a challenge of the week and wisdom nuggets to keep you inspired. So, grab a notebook, tap into the universe's flow, and let's manifest together. Stay with me. This is where your desires take shape. Welcome back to Ask and It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks, where Abraham's wisdom guides us to manifest our desires through the law of attraction. In part 1, we learned the basics: how thoughts attract, the science of creation, our vibrational nature, and assessing our path. Now, in part 2, covering chapters 5 through 9, we'll explore practical processes to turn your asks into realities, overcome resistance, and align with joy. Let's dive in. Chapter 5, The Power of Focus. Abraham teaches that focused attention amplifies manifestation. They share a story of a man who concentrated on health instead of sickness and recovered faster. Focus, they say, directs your energy. Dwelling on what you want, not what you fear, brings it closer. Scattered thoughts dilute your vibration. They suggest a process. Choose one desire, like financial freedom, and think about it deliberately for 5 minutes daily, feeling the excitement. For example, if you want a new car, picture driving it with joy. The lesson? Clear focus accelerates attraction. Here's a practical step. Pick one goal today, maybe a happy relationship, and focus on it for 1 minute with positive feelings. For instance, if you're a student, imagine acing an exam. Ask yourself, am I focusing on what I want? This chapter teaches us the power of intent. Chapter 6, The Process of Pivoting. The Hicks introduce pivoting, shifting from negative to positive thoughts. They tell a story of a woman who felt angry about her job, but pivoted to gratitude for her income, and soon found a better role. Abraham explains that when you feel bad, you're misaligned. Pivoting moves you toward alignment. They suggest a technique. When a negative thought arises, like "I'll never save enough," pause, and reach for a better one, like "I'm learning to save." Start small and build. For example, if you're stressed, think of a calm moment. The lesson? Every shift raises your vibration. Try this. Catch one negative thought today, maybe "I'm late," and pivot to a better one, like "I'm on my way." For example, if you're a young professional, shift "no raise" to "I'm valued." Ask yourself, can I pivot upward? This chapter empowers us to redirect. Chapter 7, The Rampage of Appreciation. Abraham introduces the rampage of appreciation, a flood of positive focus. They share a story of a man who listed things he loved about his life daily and saw opportunities multiply. Appreciation, they say, aligns you with the universe's abundance, attracting more to appreciate. They suggest a process. For 5 minutes, list and feel grateful for things: your health, a friend, even a sunny day. For example, if you're a freelancer, thank a client or a quiet workspace. The lesson: gratitude is a magnet for joy and success. Here's a practical tip. Spend 1 minute today listing 3 things you appreciate, maybe a meal or music, and feel the warmth. For instance, if you're a student, thank a teacher. Ask yourself, what can I appreciate now? This chapter lifts us to abundance. Chapter 8, The Creative Workshop. The Hicks, present the Create Workshop, a mental space to design your desires. They tell a story of a woman who visualized her ideal home in detail and moved in within a year. Abraham teaches that imagining with emotion builds a vibrational blueprint the universe fulfills. They suggest a process. Spend 10 minutes daily in a quiet space picturing your goal, like a thriving business, with sights, sounds, and feelings. For example, if you want travel, see the beach and hear the waves. The lesson? Vivid imagination speeds manifestation. Try this. Visualize one desire for 2 minutes today, maybe a new skill, and add details like the sound of applause. For example, if you're a young professional, picture a promotion. Ask yourself, am I building my vision? This chapter sparks creativity. Chapter 9. Overcoming resistance. Abraham addresses resistance. Blocks like doubt or impatience that slow manifestation. They share a story of a man who doubted his dreams but released resistance with meditation and soon landed a dream job. Resistance, they say, lowers your vibration. Letting go raises it. They suggest techniques like meditation or distraction. When you feel stuck, focus on something neutral, like your breath, for 5 minutes. For example, if you're impatient for money, think of a flower instead. The lesson? Releasing resistance opens the flow. Here's a practical step. Notice one resistance today. Maybe it's taking too long. And meditate for 1 minute to let it go. For instance, if you're a freelancer, breathe through a delay. Ask yourself, what can I release? This chapter frees us to receive. Stay tuned for part 3, where we'll explore more advanced tools. Now, let's get hands-on with our challenge of the week. This week, I challenge you to use focus and appreciation to manifest. Here's how. Spend 5 minutes visualizing a desire, like a joyful day, and feel the excitement. Then, do a 2-minute rampage of appreciation, listing things you love like nature or a friend. Why this challenge? The Hicks say focus and gratitude align you with your desires. It's a small step to big manifestations. Share your experience in the comments. What did you visualize and what did you appreciate? I'll reply to my favorites. Let's manifest together. Welcome to our Wisdom Nuggets segment, where we share bite-sized insights from Ask and It Is Given to fuel your journey. Here are 3 powerful quotes from part 2. Focus turns your desires into reality. Takeaway: direct your mind with purpose. Pivoting lifts you to alignment. Takeaway: shift from negative to positive. Appreciation attracts abundance. Takeaway: gratitude opens the flow. That's a wrap on part 2 of Ask and It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks, right here on Whispers of Wisdom. You've just learned the power of focus, pivoting, appreciation, the creative workshop, and overcoming resistance to manifest your desires. Isn't it empowering to see the tools at your fingertips? I want to hear from you. What's one process you're using this week? Drop it in the comments. I'll reply to my favorites. If this episode deepened your journey, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for part 3, where we'll explore advanced techniques. Share this with a friend who seeks transformation, and follow Whispers of Wisdom on X and Instagram for daily inspiration. Keep asking and keep whispering wisdom to your soul. See you in part 3.